Money Tap with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. How are you guys doing today?
I'm good, Jenny. If you look on my left shoulder, your right shoulder, you see a little something I got in the background, Skip. You can't see it, but it look real nice, doesn't it, Jenny? Doesn't it look real nice, Jenny?
I have no idea what you're talking about. All I'm concerned about, if we're talking about Super Bowls, is I might advise Dak Prescott right now to hurry up and sign, or a certain Super Bowl train might leave the Dallas station with Andy Dalton as the driver.
And Dak says, good luck with that. It never left in Cincinnati with him aboard.
Skip, I'll help you out a little bit. Shannon has updated his resume in terms of that backdrop, and I'm sure he will tell you more about it later on in the show. But Dak Prescott is where we start Undisputed today, because it's already been reported that Dak Prescott wants a 4-year deal, while the Cowboys want to lock him up for 5. Chris Sims is now reporting that if Dak were to sign for 5 years, he wants to get paid $45 million for that 5th season. $45 million. Shannon, should Jerry Jones give him what he wants?
Skip, Jerry has no one to blame. The Cowboys have no one to blame for this predicament except the Cowboys, because they let Dak get to the end of his contract. Not only to the end, I'm talking about to the punctuation, the end. If you look at it and everybody's like, well, look at Carson Wentz, look at Jared Goff. Remember now, they signed going into their 4th year, and they had the 5th year option. They let Dak get to the complete end of his contract. So, Skip, he does not have a 5th year option. And everybody realizes is that when you do a contract extension, you give up something because you gain long-term security. What did Dak have? What did Dak give up? They made Dak play that contract out. They made Dak run the risk of injury. And so Dak says, I'm unwilling to give you a deal that Carson Wentz and Jared Goff gave his teams, because they came to them with years left on their contract. You made me play this out. Skip, the cap has gone up roughly about $10 million every year. This year, it was $198.2. So basically, in 5 years from now, you're looking at $250 million for the cap. Now, 5 years ago, the highest paid quarterback in the NFL was Aaron Rodgers at $22 million. Today, currently, it's Russell Wilson at $35 million. So if you take, say, Russell Wilson's contract right now, Skip, and you say it's $35 million, in 5 years, that's going to be $48 million. So Dak is saying, if you want that 5th year, you're going to have to make it you're going to have to make it right for me. See, Jerry wants to control it. Jerry wants, okay, let me pay you this, which is really less than market value. Let me give you guaranteed, which is less than what a free agent should get. And let me give you less fully guaranteed. Skip, you remember, 3 years ago, First Cousins got $84 million fully guaranteed. Well, he did 2 years of that deal. They went back, redid it. So now when it's all said and done, he's about to have 5 years fully guaranteed money. Jerry wants Dak, after going through what he went through, to give him a deal comparable to what Goff and Wentz gave their teams when he made him play this out, Skip. If I'm Dak, Dak says, look, if you want the 5th year, this is what it's going to cost you. If you don't want to do the 5th year, which is totally your option, do the 4-year deal. But Dak is not going to make any concessions, Skip. And I've been reading Twitter and reading these inbox. Well, they should let Dak test the free agent market. That's a novel way to think right now, considering everybody's had their draft, everybody's set their roster. If you really wanted to know what Dak was worth, you should not have put the tag on him. Let him become an unrestricted free agent. Then and only then, you could have saw what Dak's worth was, and then you could have either matched it or you could have let it go. But you didn't do that. And so now you feel you backed him in a corner because you have Andy Dalton and there's nowhere else for him to go. But Dak, in order to see this thing through, he's going to have to stand pat.
So did you just suggest that Dak Prescott is better than Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson?
That's not, hold on. We're talking about 5 years ago. 5 years ago, if you look at where Dak Prescott is not. And I'm not saying he's better than Aaron Rodgers, but I'm saying if you look at 5 years ago what he was doing as opposed to what Russell's doing, Skip, yeah, I believe, and he's gotten better. You see, you talked to me yesterday, Shannon, say you can't call him Dink and Dak. Well, the reason why Jerry is holding pat to where he's offering is because he still looks at Dak as that first and second year guy when he was 23rd, 25th, and all those other categories. Now he's a proven passer. And Jerry does not want to amend the money that he's making based on what he's become, not what he was.
Okay, I have so much to say that I don't know where to start, but I better start from the start. Let's go back to the Chris Sims report, because it is the very first reporting, quote unquote, of any kind we've had on what Dak and his new agent, Todd France, are asking for. This is the first little sliver of reporting. And Chris Sims is not an investigative reporter. I'm sure he has his sources. I don't know if those sources are in Jerry's camp or in Dak's camp. But this is the first time in a year and maybe 3 months that this has been going on that we even had a tiny, tiny bit of some kind of reporting about what Dak is asking for. You keep saying, they made him, they forced him, they pushed him. Baloney! It's how much he's asking for. Jerry Jones' MO, his track record, his history shows you he routinely overpays his stars. Is Dak a big... No, he has earned his spurs, but he is not proven to be a top 10 quarterback yet. I think he has a good chance to prove that, but not yet. Chris Sims, that if there's a fifth year involved, that Dak Prescott wants, it wasn't just 45, it's north of 45. 46, 47, I don't know, 48. And that brings into question the most key point of all, Shannon Sharp. How much are they asking for in the first 4 years? If they want 4 versus Jerry wants 5, what do you think the ask is? Is it at least $40 million a year for the first 4 years? You better believe it is. I've told you that from the start. The money we're talking about here is the kind of money that Patrick Mahomes and his agent, Lee Steinberg, haven't even thought of asking the Chiefs for yet. I believe that on a daily basis, they're reading these updates on Dak. They're reading Chris Sims saying north of 45 in the 5th year, and they're thinking, my God, the bar is going to get set to the moon, maybe to the sun, because Dak Prescott has not proven to be Patrick Mahomes, obviously. So if Dak Prescott gets a deal that goes 40, 40, 41, 42, 48, whatever it is, over a 5-year stretch, Patrick Mahomes is going to say, we just hit the lottery. I've proven so much more. I actually got to and won a Super Bowl. Dak Prescott is 1 and 2 in the postseason. I'm going to remind everybody that just last August, Dak Prescott didn't even make the NFL's top 100 players voted on by the players. And guess what my partner Shannon Sharp said the next day after that broke? He said, hooray for those players. He's not a top 100 player. Aha. So he's not top 100. Wait. His team went 8-8. He had some really bad games down the stretch, especially at New England and at Philadelphia. He did not make the Pro Bowl. And all of a sudden, you're talking about 40s and all the way up to maybe 48 million. It's out of bounds. It's outrageous. It's out of line. It's what is holding up this deal. It's just completely unrealistic for a quarterback I love. But I can't say that he should be paid far more than Patrick Mahomes is even thinking of asking for. Go ahead.